Do you often feel like you're being spied or stalked? Encountering that creepy impression of somebody's eyes on you and after that pivoting to locate the gazing offender, numerous cases, is a case of our usual telepathic capability. The hypothesis expresses that only like gravitational and attractive fields grow undetectably past their source, so too does our knowledge. This thought would clarify why, in some cases, we consider someone the prior minute they call us, or why a mother can know naturally when their child is in peril. Although these encounters are very ordinary, many people assume that telepathy can be utilized in numerous significant exercises. For example, healing. Telepathy is from the Greek word tele, which signifies distant, and path, which means occurrence or emotion. It is a mystic wonder by which the transference of considerations, thoughts, emotions, sensations, and mental pictures happens between at least two subjects. An individual who can utilize telepathy is said to have the option to peruse the psyches of others. Telepathy, alongside psychokinesis, frames the fundamental parts of parapsychological research, and numerous investigations looking to recognize and comprehend clairvoyance have been done inside the field. Telepathy portrays accepting considerations or sentiments from someone else over separation, without utilizing one of the 5 run-of-the-mill faculties of sight, sound, contact, taste or smell. It is bound to occur between individuals who have a current cozy relationship. Twins frequently state that they could detect every other's emotions, regardless of their distance. They appear to have a programmed link since birth. It is conceivable, however, to have these methods to communicate with anybody, and a few people can tune in telepathy to creatures. A telepathic relationship is born from the idea that all creatures begin from a similar source. Some call it a natural source, universal power, and/or natural source for others. Telepathic portrayals are overall found in compositions and oral legend. In inborn social orders, for example, the Aborigines of Australia, telepathy is acknowledged as an individual staff, while in further developed social rules it is thought a unique capacity has a place with spiritualists and mystics. Who is telepathic? Everybody is brought into the world with a telepathic blessing. It is figuring out how to utilize and improve this skill that holds numerous individuals from having the option to convey along these lines. Absence of mindfulness, distrust, and general societal perspectives are frequently huge factors in individuals bolting out this extraordinary instinctive capacity. A few societies straightforwardly recognize correspondence along these lines. For instance, the Japanese, who have a word to portray the different relationship and unity between sweethearts that are born from telepathic comprehension. Advantages of telepathy: when you interface with different creatures, you can identify with them at a higher level, a more prominent comprehension is made. This can affect every one of your connections. On account of animals, you can comprehend the necessities and needs of your adored pet, who can't speak with you verbally as an individual would. Moreover, creatures can frequently detect risk before it turns out to be promptly evident. By tuning into the sentiments of animals, this can ensure you against possibly unfavorable circumstances. The craft of telepathy gives a progressively proficient method for conveying. It is ecologically amicable, free, area of either gathering isn't significant, and it is prompt. Envision needing to connect with somebody in a remote area. Never again should you depend on crude web associations or weak cell phone sign to do as such. Knowing telepathy works as you convey your thoughts, you ought to naturally get an inclination that your message has been sent. At the point when this occurs, quit anticipating your musings. If you get telepathic interchanges from someone else, you may feel that you are envisioning things. It is ordinary, however, don't dismiss the considerations, hear them out, and recall them. How are communications received? It can be intercepted by method for sentiments, feelings, contemplations, pictures, and wants. A few people can impart telepathy when envisioning. Hypervision is the term given to a message guide in a visual structure. Hearing an internal voice is alluded to as clairaudience. An attachment is named as clairsentience, and paracognition alludes to a moment knowing about something. Types of telepathy. Parapsychology portrays a few unique types of telepathy, including dormant telepathy and precognitive clairvoyance. Dormant telepathy, in the past known as conceded clairvoyance, is depicted just like the exchange of data through psi, with a detectable time lag among transmission and receipt. Precognitive telepathy is portrayed similar to the exchange of data through psi about the future condition of a person's psyche. How to communicate with telepathy. A casual state incredibly expands telepathic forces. Meditation can loosen up the brain and body and make you progressively open to accepting and sending telepathic interchanges. It likewise helps with freeing your mind of undesirable and pointless contemplations. Clarity improves the odds of telepathic communication. A closed personality is less inclined to have the option to transmit or get viable. Make an effort not to listen a lot to the individuals who question. A sound measure of doubt is typical. However, once you have confidence in something yourself, don't enable others to change your perspectives with their mistrust and antagonism. When endeavoring to extend a message clairvoyantly, envision the beneficiary in extraordinary detail. Envision that they are remaining before you and picture giving them a message. Possibly envision that you are conversing with them via telephone. Technologically based telepathy. Converging Technologies, in a 2002 report, was investigating the potential for cooperative energy among nano, bio, informational and cognitive (NBIC) advancements for upgrading human execution. A few people incidentally alluded to independent from anyone else or others as transhumanists, except that innovatively empowered clairvoyance, authored telepathy, will be the inescapable eventual fate of humankind. Kevin Warwick of the University of Reading, England is one of the main advocates of this view and has based the majority of his ongoing robotics explore around creating down-to-earth, okay for legitimately interfacing human sensory systems together with PCs and with one another. He accepts techno-empowered clairvoyance will, later on, become the essential type of person-to-person correspondence. He predicts that this will happen using the standard of natural choice, through which almost everybody will need such innovation for monetary and social reasons. Blocking telepathic communications. It is conceivable to block others from having the option to send and get telepathic interchanges to and from you. Envision bolting the entryway to your psyche to that individual. It requires a ton of work on your part, as all things considered, you have turned out to be so tuned in with someone else that sharing your considerations is just about a programmed procedure. Skepticism and disputes. The field which concentrates specific kinds of paranormal phenomena, for example, telepathy, is called parapsychology. There is a discussion among parapsychologists that a few examples of telepathy are genuine. Critics state that occurrences of obvious clairvoyance are clarified as the after-effect of extortion or self-daydream, and that clairvoyance does not exist as a paranormal power. Parapsychologists and skeptics concur that a large number of the occurrences of progressively mainstream clairvoyant wonders, for example, mediumism, can be credited to non-paranormal methods such as mediumism. Mystical performers, for instance, Ian Rowland and Darren Brown, have shown strategies and results like those of prominent psychics, yet they incline toward mental clarifications rather than paranormal ones. They have distinguished, portrayed, and created sophisticated psychological methods of cold and hot reading. A method which shows measurably massive proof of telepathy on each event still can't seem to be found. This absence of dependable reproducibility has driven cynics to contend that there is no valid logical proof for the presence of clairvoyance by any means. Cynics additionally point to verifiable cases in which were found blemishes in test plan and infrequent instances of extortion. Parapsychologists, for example, Dean Redden, leader of the Parapsychological Association, contends that the measurable noteworthiness and consistency of results appeared by a meta-examination of various investigations gives proof to clairvoyance that is practically difficult to represent utilizing some other methods. Telepathy and parapsychology. Within the field of parapsychology, telepathy is viewed as a type of extrasensory perception (ESP) or bizarre discernment in which data is moved through psi. It is frequently ordered also to precognition and exceptional insight. Different trials have been utilized to test for clairvoyant capacities. Among the most notable are the utilization of Zener cards and the Gonsfeld test. Zener cards will be cards set apart with 5 clear images. When utilizing them, one individual has assigned the sender, and another, receiver. The sender must choose an irregular card and picture the image on it, while the beneficiary must endeavor to establish that image utilizing psi. Measurably, the collector has a 20% shot of haphazardly speculating the right image, so to exhibit clairvoyance, they should over and again score a triumph rate that is altogether higher than 20%. If not led appropriately, this strategy can be powerless against tangible spillage and card tallying. When utilizing the Gonsfeld examination to test for clairvoyance, one individual is assigned the recipient and is set inside a controlled domain where they are denied of tactile information, and another is assigned the sender and is set in a different area. The beneficiary is then required to give data from the sender. The definite idea of the data may fluctuate between tests. Conclusion: healing, at its core, is about a patient's confidence in the healer. With the stunning results recorded from fake treatment medicines, this reality has been checked consistently. In this way, if you are available to the conceivable outcomes of mental energy and mystic marvel, don't hesitate to contact a telepathic healer the next time you are sick. Having this knowledge on telepathic healing, we hope that you can incorporate such in your daily struggles. By understanding what it is and how to do it, you'll be able to gain valuable insight that can help you rebalance your approach in life. As such, it will help you boost your overall physical and mental